Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little bell notification if you want to be notified for when I make new content. I do predominantly story times and gameplay videos on this channel. And in this video, I am going to be redoing my entire front entrance. I didn't get any footage of what the entrance looked like before, but if you wanted to see it, I know I had it in my last updated island tour video, and I'll include a card somewhere to link you guys to the video if you're interested in seeing what it looked like before. To be completely honest with you, it wasn't that great. It was kind of like a last minute decision, like hopefully this works kind of thing. Like I needed to do something to change it, but I couldn't think of like a solid concrete idea, and I came up with that. And it was time for it to go. And in terms of island tours, one of my subscribers had actually requested another updated island tour, so I'm probably going to make a video for that next week. Just that this week I'm going to be very busy with work, so I'm only going to have time to do redoing my entrance video, and I'll probably upload one of my stream highlights from Life is Strange. I know it's not Animal Crossing content, and it's not the most popular thing, but it's content. I gotta put something out this week. I usually do 2 videos a week, and I don't have time to make a solid Animal Crossing video. So just bear with me. Just accept the Life is Strange content. It's not awful. It's just like summary highlights from my streams. And if you're interested in watching me stream, I do have a Twitch channel. I was trying to do it every single day for the month of March, and I couldn't do it. I apologize. But it's usually like a weekly thing where I'll go and just hop on and I'll play a game or two. I've been playing, recently I've been playing Left 4 Dead and that Viva Pinata gardening game. And my friend recently got in the mail Left 4 Dead 2. So we're going to start playing that if you guys are interested. And I'll include a link to my Twitch account down in the description. And for those of you who are watching my Twitch stream, I know there's been like a few people that are watching me, but yeah, my friend that called me in the middle of the stream to say that he popped his elbow out while he was snowboarding and he was seeking medical advice. Yeah, apparently it popped back in, and I was talking to him yesterday and I took a look at the elbow. He can't even lay it flat. Can't lay it flat. He can't extend it. It's in a permanent, kind of like when you have like your arm in a sling, like that bent kind of like resting position. That's where he's at right now, and he refuses to go to a doctor. I think he probably tore something, or he sprained something, or when they popped it back in, nothing was aligned properly. But hopefully he's okay. If anyone was wondering, anyone who was like watching the stream and wondering what happened to him, he's surviving. That's all I can say. And now that I think about it, he's always the type of person who doesn't like seeking medical attention for anything. Like one time, like years ago, he was in a really bad car accident, and we think that he like broke a rib, cracked something in his abdomen, and he was in a lot of pain. He kept coughing, and when he would be coughing so much, he'd start coughing up blood. And even after coughing up blood, he still wouldn't go to a doctor no matter like what we would say. Even like when we asked his parents, like, hey, like maybe we should, help force him to go see a doctor, they basically said, man, he's a grown man. We can't make him go to the doctor. Like, he's not like a kid. We don't have that authority anymore. He can get away with it. And he was like, that's right. I'm not going to do nothing. And he carried on his life just with a most likely broken rib. Who knows if it even sat properly? I haven't checked. I don't think it did. Like, let's be honest here. It wasn't like he was like sitting still or like put on like an elastic rib bandage around it or anything. He was just going out 110%, living his life normally, high physical activity, with a most likely broken rib that probably never sat properly. And it's funny too, because when I was visiting this friend the other day, he said he was cleaning out his room, and he asked me if I wanted, like, to me it's the most memorable piece of my Montreal trip that we took together, and this memorable like artifact is the parking ticket that we got. Like literally, we were just at the end of our trip. We're just about to head back to Ontario. And like a few minutes, when we checked the time on the ticket, a few minutes before we got back to the car, we got a huge ticket for like 50 something bucks. And oof, boy, let me tell you, the thing that makes this ticket memorable, other than the fact that's how we ended our time in Quebec, it's that this ticket is 2 feet long because it's written in both official languages. So it's in English, in French, and then a whole instruction manual attached to it. And it's literally 2 feet long. I remember holding this thing by the top of it and just letting it unfold. And I felt like a white guy holding a fish. Like this thing was a piece of work. Like when I tell about that trip that we had in Montreal, like forget about all the spiciness that went down. Literally, I just tell people about this ticket because it's so like comically huge. Like I went to go show my parents, I'm like, this is the ticket I'm talking about, the one that I described as being freaking massive. I let that baby unfold and my parents just started laughing because it's so ridiculously long. Like normally when you get a parking ticket, it's like a little piece of paper, flimsy thing, whatever. These things are huge industrial strength tickets. Now, I don't know what level Quebec is on, or maybe it's just in Montreal, but they invest in the quality of these tickets. And just a little side note that a little bit of terraforming that I did on the right hand side, that's actually going to be like the groundwork for my warp pipe train station area. I made a whole separate video on it. I'll link it up here. I just didn't include it in this video. It just showed me like building the foundation for it. So if you're wondering why I didn't go back to it in this video, it's because it's its own separate video. And speaking about videos, like when I do my like the newest updated island tour, I was thinking about doing like a top 3 favorite places on my island. It was really funny. My most favorite spot on my island is definitely my Nook store, which I did a video on like way early on in my channel. Like it was a 3-part video. Like it was like stupid long, and even though it's like ridiculously made, it was like when I first started making videos, that section of my island has to be like my most favorite spot. And it's funny because like those 3 videos I made are probably some of my least viewed Animal Crossing content videos. But I'll include like a card to the very last video if you guys were interested in seeing like the final product of like how my Nook store turned out. Or you guys can just wait until next week when I put out the new updated island tour, where I'm definitely going to go off about how much I love that spot. And don't judge me in that video for how awful my island looks. I know it looks bad. It's a giant work in progress. Like the reason why it's taking me so long to film that video is because I literally have to, like, aside from like my work schedule this week, like I have to go around and literally dig up every single stray flower, because like I'll be working on one part of my island and I'll just be focusing on that one part. And then as soon as I go to another part of my island or I walk past it, all I can see is just a sea of flowers. I have no idea where they came from, but it's like I blink and suddenly my island is taken over by flowers. So I have to go through, clean some of that up, and pull some weeds that I somehow neglected, and you know, trying to make it look half decent, not just like an absolute dumpster fire. And like thanks to a subscriber that also requested that video. I've had like a couple requests for like video content, and I really appreciate it because it like helps me decide like what I should make or what should continue making in terms of content for this channel. If you guys ever have like a video idea or anything, just like put it in the comments and I'll definitely see if, like, chances are like I'll probably make it. Also, side note, I dug out this little like lake thing and it took forever, so I just put in a screenshot to say, hey guys, this is a thing I totally did. Trust me, I did it. It took forever. No one would want to watch me try and dig this thing out and make sure everything was spaced out properly. Just, it's there. The bridge is on top. That's all you gotta worry about. Also, what is with every single villager like on my island wanting to be in the way while I'm trying to decorate the place or terraform the place? The last time it was Bill, now it's Ribot. People just love to get in my way. Look, I'm trying to move this drink machine and Ribot's just in my freaking way. Like, perfectly in my way. Like he just knows where he needs to be a nuisance. Also, side note, now that I'm talking about like taking ideas from people and trying to recreate it on my island, like, do you guys actually like take the ideas that I make in these videos and like either like replicate it or make your own version of it on your own islands? If you do, like, let me know in the comments, because I'd be interested in seeing what you guys have been making. And speaking of like taking requests or ideas from like subscribers or viewers or what have you, it's funny because in my city, I guess they've been putting out in like the newspaper and on their Facebook pages, like they want ideas from like people in the city as to how to stop people not from the area visiting our beaches. And last year, their idea was to just I have someone at the gates at all times, and they would just ID check people when they go to park at the beach, which is fine and dandy. Like, that to me could be effective, especially if people are driving out. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy for them just to pull up, you check their ID. If they're not from the area, you say, you're gonna have to turn around, man, you can't be here. But apparently it was super ineffective last year when they implemented it. And now they're looking for new ideas as to how to stop people from out of the city or even out of the country. Like, I went to the beach yesterday on my long ass walk. Side note. Like, this walk was so long that according to my Fitbit, I think it was like 7.6 something miles, which means nothing to me because I use the metric system here. And for my viewers that use the metric system, we're talking just over like 12 kilometers. And it's really funny too because most of my viewers are from the States. And then like everyone else is from like Canada and the UK. And I find it really funny too because like even like the age group of people who have been watching my videos apparently are predominantly between the ages of 18 and 35, which I think is awesome because not only do I fit in that geographical like area, I'm also fitting into that like age range. So it's kind of nice because it kind of shows that like my content is like the people who are watching it are kind of like me, which is kind of like I was aiming for. Like, I'm gonna make content for myself to hopefully like attract people that are like me. But back to the little beach situation. So when I was at the beach the other day, there was like they didn't even have like that person like at the front entrance checking IDs to see where people were coming from. And you can tell by like just by looking at the people. Even my friend that I was with kind of looked and said, yeah, you can like look at the cars that the people are driving and you know that they're from Toronto. Like, it's so obvious that a lot of the people were just visiting or they were like tourists or something, and it blows my mind. And just to like put a little emphasis as to like how the security was at this beach and how poor it was, like my buddy and I noticed that there were people walking on the pier. And the pier had actually been torn down, been replaced. It's been years since anyone's been able to actually walk it. Yeah, him and I saw a whole bunch of people. We start walking towards the pier so we can go walk it, and we realize that it's all fenced in. These people are sneaking onto a construction site or either like slipping through a hole in the fence somewhere and walking on a pier that hasn't even been properly built yet. Like, it's not done. It's not open to the public, but everyone is walking on it. It's crazy. Like, why would you want to go through something that isn't even completely built yet? Who knows if it's safe or not? Like, there's probably a reason why it's still closed down to the public. At first, like, my friend and I thought that, oh, maybe we just missed the entrance to the pier. Like, maybe it's around the way. No, we walked around the entire site. The whole thing was fenced in. And it's funny because all we could see were like people walking through the machinery, walking through the mud, walking through construction sites. And it was clear that like, bro, they made their own entrance. Alright, that's the end of my rant, and that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!